Um, a lot of people are talking about what's going on in the States and all this shooting and killing and violence and all this stuff. And it's just crazy what's going on right now and everything. And I think that because we live in Canada, that a lot of people think that um, a lot of those stuff type of things don't happen in Canada. And we kind of look a blind eye to certain things. And I can just tell you some of the stories that I've been involved in and stuff like that. I was driving in St. Catharines, and I remember getting pulled over in St. Catharines, and it was February, and my boys went to the club that night, and they picked up some ladies, and supposedly there was after hours. So we said, all right, cool, go to after hours and stuff like that. And we drove, and a cop pulled by us and stuff, and basically said that he pulled me over. And when he pulled me over, I was like, "Wow, why am I getting pulled over?" And he was like, "Oh, you got foggy windows." And I was like, "I got foggy windows. It's February. It's Canada. If you don't got foggy windows and it's February, something wrong." So he pulled me over and asked me for my driver's license. So I said, cool. So I gave him my driver's license. And then two of my homeboys that were in the car, he asked for their identification, which was weird because if you kind of know about the law, they don't really have the right to kind of ask the people that ain't driving for their ID. But they gave up their ID anyways and gave it to them. So when they gave them the ID, they did a check on all three of us. And it took about 20 minutes to half an hour. And when they came back with the check, it showed that I don't have a criminal record. My two homeboys don't have a criminal record and stuff like that. So they gave back everybody's ID and they were like, okay, you can go on your way. And I was like, oh, why did I get pulled over in the first place? And he said, well, there's a lot of criminal activity in the neighborhood and he pulled me over. So, not really thinking about it now, I was like, damn, you pulled me over because basically you thought I was a criminal. Basically, you looked at me and judged me and said I look like a criminal. And I don't have a criminal record, you know? Um, I was a choir boy. Went to church on Sunday. Mama was like, "You got to go to church." I could have been sick for school, but there was no way I could have been sick for church because she was like, "You're going to church. God can make you sick, can make you better." And all this stuff is going down. And this happened in St. Catharines, Ontario, and so that happened there. And people think, oh, racism doesn't exist. It exists. I got a phone call maybe about three weeks ago to a month ago. My homeboy was coming home from the movies and he made a phone call. And it was around 12:30 at night on a Friday night. I remember, and I picked up the phone and I was like, "Yo, what's up? What's good?" And he's like, "Yo, Rich, man, if you see if you don't hear from me, tell my family I love them and all this stuff." And I'm like, "What the heck are you talking about, bro?" And then he told me that like there was these guys and they started calling him the N word and they want to jump him and he was running and he's trying to like get away and all this shit. And I'm like, "What, for real?" And he said, "Yeah, he called two people already. They didn't answer the phone, and I was the third person, and I was the one that he got a call. I'm the one that got the answer." And I was like, "Yo, where are you? I'll pick you up. Cause and stuff like that, and stuff like that." And he didn't want me really to come, but we eventually met up at a Tim Hortons and talked about it, and he was quite pissed off and he wanted to kind of blame like all white people for all this shit. And I was like, bro, I learned a long time ago, every race has assholes. Black people got assholes, white people got assholes, Chinese people got assholes. You're an asshole, you're an asshole. If you're a racist, you're a racist. Whatever background you are, you are. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. I think that as a people, we got to come together and unite, you know, because I chill with everybody. I chill with Cambodian people, Indian people, black people, white people, native Indian people. I chill with everybody, and a lot of people are cool out here, and and stuff like that. And this racism thing is just a lot of bullshit. A lot of I might hate you because of the color of your skin or something. That don't make no sense to me. If I don't like you, I don't like you. I don't like you because you're an asshole. You're an asshole. I don't care about black, white, whatever. It is what it is. And this violence towards blacks is real. I think people just want to pretend like people are trying to make up something and all this stuff, but it's hard just to sometimes just walking around the street and just live your life in peace, without getting pulled over by cops. Like, just I went to the traffic spot place and I said, no, let me check out something. So I had to go there to figure out something, and they had to print out the papers. And the papers that I had to print, they had printed how many times I got pulled over by cops. And I counted how many papers I got, and I got 15 papers. And on those papers, one individual paper will have 3 stops on there. So basically, it's around like 45 times I've been pulled over by cops with when I don't, like I said, I don't have a criminal record. So I just got pulled over 45 times. I'm not saying I was, whatever. I'm just saying I got pulled over 45 times. I remember I have a homeboy, he's a white dude and stuff, and he was like, yo, let's go to strip club. So I was like, all right, cool. You want to go to strip club, that's your thing. Let's go. He was driving. And when he was driving, we got pulled over in Brantford. The police officer asked him, where are you going? He said, I'm going to the strip club. He goes, how do you know these guys? And he was chilling with 2 black guys, me and another dude. And he was like, yo, I'm going to the strip club, and I know these guys because one guy's my roommate, and the other guy, I knew him because he lived across the street. And literally, the dude lived across the street. Like, we grew up in the same neighborhood and all this stuff. And they asked him 1,000,001 questions and he was looking at the situation like, what the fuck? And then I looked at, and after the whole entire ordeal happened, he goes, if I never really chilled with black guys, I never would have known is this what kind of bullshit you guys kind of got to go through sometimes? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, that's some bullshit. And I'm like, you in our world now, homie, straight up, and all that stuff. Sometimes we'll get pulled over for nothing, wrong place or wrong time type shit, and those are from the people that are supposed to protect and serve. And I have no problem with police because because I had friends that actually turned out to become cops, and stuff like that and everything. I remember, I think something that could help people is in my neighborhood, we used to have police with going against the hood in a basketball game. And you'd be surprised how it kind of put the communities together and stuff like that. I think to unite people, I think it'd be better if everybody just did like a peace walk or something, or a peace march, and police and people and of all different ethnicities and backgrounds and racial backgrounds just joined up and just did a walk together to kind of show people, we got to come together, and stuff like that. We got to unite. All this division and you're this race and I'm that race, that's a lot of bullshit, because in the day we all bleed red and we all shit brown, and we got to come together, and it's just how it is. Peace.